Part 3, Chapter 18. Human rulership has the responsibility for people and resources. Why? Human rulership has the management of themselves, other people, the environment, and Earth. So where did it come from, and why? Who decided on human rulership to govern other people, the world, and its natural reserves? It's no mystery that we're in a massive mess regarding the peace and prosperity of people and resources. Do you doubt it? Just ask a Ukrainian or any other oppressed minority. We are suffering at the hands of poor leadership. We are the only species with a propensity for human rulership. Why is this ingrained in our being? What's the origin of this defining characteristic of humankind? In a word, consciousness. Human rulership is an embedded trait like human purpose for life, how humans function, and social relationships. It is a full-fledged attribute of the neshama God breathed into the first human. God is the ruler. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 27. And in his image, humans are also rulers. It is another identifying trait of males and females worldwide. This is the fourth of 5 features God endowed each human with by blowing his neshama into the first human. In the next chapter, we'll discuss the final characteristic, probably the most important. Human responsibility. The explanation has written Audit of the Universe and Humankind, about how humans govern and the results. It's a mixed bag of progression and regression. Is the glass of peace and prosperity getting fuller or emptier? How is humankind managing space, the atmosphere, our planet's water, land, flora, and fauna? And what about managing humankind, the poor, elderly, handicapped, refugees, youth, and children? You know the Bill of Rights, but have you heard of the Bill of Responsibility? It's a universal declaration of human responsibilities, proposed by the Interaction Council on the 1st of September, 1997. Here are just 2 articles. Article 1. Every person, regardless of gender, ethnic origin, social status, political opinion, language, age, nationality, or religion, has a responsibility to treat all people in a humane way. Article 7. Every person is infinitely precious and must be protected unconditionally. The animals and the natural environment also demand protection. All people have a responsibility to protect the air, water, and soil of the earth for the sake of present inhabitants and future generations. I encourage you to read through the entire document. Article 4 states, all people endowed with reason and conscience must accept the responsibility to each and all. The responsibility is our individual duty and obligation to look after that for which each of us is answerable. Read details of the practical application on a personal and national level of the 4th characteristic of consciousness. Human rulership. This is the 4th part of the book, Audit of Humankind. How humankind rules. Human government for personal and world peace. That's Part 4, Chapter 1 of Audit of Humankind. In all its shapes and forms, human government is responsible for bringing peace and prosperity to the people it rules. It is a key to understanding the state of Earth today. So do an audit of the universe. Are we further or closer to peace and prosperity? Governance structure. Important role in rulership. Part 4, Chapter 2. Governance structure occupies a prime position in human rulership. How functions and responsibilities are distributed in manageable parts. Each acts alone and also in conjunction with all the other parts. For example, pesticides are associated with agriculture, but affect industry and health. The governance structure must address this issue globally. Government for the people is also concern for the poor. Part 4, Chapter 3. Government for the people means those who rule consider the well-being of all citizens they oversee. It involves focusing attention on the welfare of all those you manage: family, school, company, neighborhood, city, or country. Whether you administer a prince or a pauper, all have conditions to lead peaceful and prosperous lives. Human needs, the basics each person should expect. Part 4, Chapter 4 of Audit of Humankind. Human needs are what each human being worldwide should be entitled to as a citizen of the world. The essential requirements each person should expect as part of the human race. Those resources are present on the planet. Governments should use them best to ensure all citizens' welfare. Inner peace for citizens is the real goal of government. Part 4, Chapter 5. Inner peace for every person you manage is an excellent motivation for looking at and working with those people around you. As a result, it is the most sought-after commodity today. Peace of mind, the tranquil result of good leadership. Part 4, Chapter 6. Imagine all citizens in your home, building, or neighborhood possessing peace of mind. Unfortunately, it's not happening today due to poor human rulership. Peace of mind is wishful thinking for many. We don't have the know-how or motivation to bring it to people around us. Prosperity for the nation is prosperity for each citizen. Part 4, Chapter 7. Prosperity is enough to live decently and handle emergencies. Imagine all families with this well-being. Not for an elite or even the majority, but for everyone. Families in their own chosen home with satisfactory living conditions. That is a prosperous nation. History of Individuals and Nations. In the book, Evidence for Bible Wisdom. Part 2, Chapter 4. Does God work on a personal or national scale? History in the Bible tends to focus on individuals. It starts with Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, and Noah, whose sons' descendants become nations. Likewise, spiritual conversion is an individual matter in the New Testament. But God also refers to nations. Individual rights versus collective rights. The book Evidence for Bible Wisdom, Part 2, Chapter 5. Human rights are a significant issue today. The question of whose rights come first, personal or community, colors the debate on many subjects. Can individuals do whatever they want and exercise their individual rights? Or for the good of the community, are there collective rights to which individuals should adhere? Peace is a national and international government concern. Part 4, Chapter 8 of Audit of Humankind. Peace on a national and international level for the last 70 years has been a reasonably present phenomenon. What about the next 70? With the 30 glorious years following World War II and the rising standard of living, we have had an episode of relative peace in world history. Will it continue? Government. Two choices: bottom up or top down. Part 4, Chapter 9. Government gives us two opposing choices: autocracy and democracy. Top down or bottom up. Everything else is a combination of these extremes. Government in Western democratic nations is a system of checks and balances. Whenever the balance is out of kilter, there's turbulence. Today, we have worldwide turmoil. Best form of government, aiming for the common good. Part 4, Chapter 10 of Audit of Humankind. The best form of government brings peace and prosperity to all its constituents. Humankind is still searching for this unique formula. Nations and international organizations have experimented with every type of governmental structure imaginable. What's left? How can the explanation affirm that a characteristic of consciousness is human rulership? To rule Earth is the reason you are here. After creating humans, God's very first directive was for them to dominate and reign over planet Earth. Genesis 1, verses 26 through 28. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion." That's Strong's H7287. Dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So God created man in his image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them. And God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it." That's Strong's H3533. Subdue it and have dominion. H7287. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. Go to unlockbiblemeaning.com and study Strong's H7287, the KJV translations, reign and rule over, and Strong's H3533, King James Version translations, bring into subjection. Human rulership is the calling of every person on earth. God planted this fourth characteristic of neshama in humankind, along with social relations, the third characteristic, verse 28. They are our purpose in life, the first characteristic. Note that these two verses, 26 and 28, enclose verse 27, which clearly states God created both genders in his image. These characteristics of neshama reveal how he made all of us with the same attributes he possesses. Read these chapters for more details. Rule Earth. To rule the world is God's purpose for humans. Origin of Humankind, Part 1, Chapter 8. God blessed the male and the female. Here's the meaning. Part 1, Chapter 9. Rule the world. Humankind is on earth for that purpose. Part 2, Chapter 1. Genesis 1 reveals basics, social relations, and rulership. Part 2, Chapter 2. Psychology and human rulership. Most humans crave to know how to manage themselves and others better. There are many good books on this subject. Here are 4 bestsellers. 21 Lessons for the 21st Century by Yuval Harari. The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. Behave, The Biology of Humans at Our Best and Worst by Robert Sapolsky. And 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos by Jordan B. Peterson. This brief section on psychology is designed to show how all people worldwide can benefit from such teaching. This is a non-biblical perspective that is helpful for the general public. There are many other books in this field. In fact, we live in an era of life coaches, people who imagine rules of life for social relationships and management. Spiritual human rulership. The future role of God's people, for which they're being prepared now, is, and have made us to our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on earth. Revelation 5, verse 10. There's no space to expand on this here. Human rulership is in the image of godly rulership, because as God rules, so should we now and when Christ returns. The above books are exciting and certainly have insights into human nature, but no book can touch the Bible and its laws and principles regarding human rulership. It is replete with a history of kings and priests. The book of Proverbs is the book par excellence for teaching both secular and spiritual principles of social relationships and rulership to adolescents, young adults, men, and women. With up-to-date examples and principles, it should be the obligatory basis of a social studies class both at home and in school. It would go a long way to enabling a more stable society. Human rulership is not some pie in the sky, going to heaven, gazing into some bright halo for all eternity. On the contrary, occupying the offices and functions of kings and priests are exhilarating occupations. They give you the ultimate opportunity to bring peace and prosperity to all people and resources you govern. But unfortunately, I know you're not prepared or ready for that. That's why God has given us physical life with consciousness to prepare us for such a role. This is the destiny of every single human being who has lived on this planet. How can we all be rulers? What are we going to rule? Let's leave that in God's hands. The Bible is the manual for humankind here and now. There will be a manual for kings and priests in due time.